Hello and welcome to our vlog for our 25th wedding anniversary. Tim, we decided not to do gifts, but we're going to do experiences, and so Tim gifted me a overnight at this teepee, which unfortunately blew away a couple of days before we were supposed to stay here. So we are staying in a tent, which is through those paths back there. Okay, well, I can actually stand up in the floor.
Oh, hold a sec. Can you grab one of the berries?
Huh?
I got this one here. Salmon berries.
Good.
Oh, here we are.
Pit stop.
So what's the verdict?
It's lovely. And also there's a chef here named Tom. Tim with an O. That's how you can remember. And he cooks everything off the land. He's a forager, fisher, and it's amazing. We already had a delicious tea and appetizers when we arrived.
Oh, we had smoked trout, bull kelp, radishes,
Mustard, flatbread.
Oh, it was yummy.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's obviously quite an accomplished chef.
I'm so looking forward to dinner.
Oh, dinner. I'm looking forward to that too.
It's going to be amazing. So we are just going to go for a walk down to the ocean now, and we're just totally enjoying our time off here.
Bliss.
25 years of wedded bliss. Okay, I'm here with Tom from Elemental Collective, and we have been enjoying the most wonderful stay. We've had amazing meals, we had dinner, and we had breakfast. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what you do here?
Well, some might know me as nature's chef and a private holistic chef. And I'm one that has a relationship with the earth, and I'm sort of that medium in between the earth and the plate. So yeah, through that relationship, I craft amazing meals, I forage, I grow food, steward land, I support local farmers and organic, growing, right?
Right.
Yeah, and in a way that kind of grows community, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
we're here in June, and tell us a little bit about what you harvested for us, gathered for us at this time.
Right. Well, just surrounded right now by salmon berries. So we been stuffing our faces with salmon berries
right off the vine.
Yeah, and rose petals as well. The roses are in the air.
This morning when I was walking through the paths, you can actually smell the rose.
Oh yeah, in the morning, dew, right.
Aromatherapy.
That's right. Yeah, essential oils. So yeah, these are the wild roses, Nuka rose.
Nuka rose, yeah.
Yeah, so that's right now really abundant, those two. And as well, there's a lot of seaside vegetables. So we had sea asparagus and sea plantain, which is a great, and lamb's quarters. So 3 seaside vegetables. And then we also had a seaweed salad with some crispy perennial kelp. It's a giant kelp that grows, one of the fastest growing plants on the planet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when we arrived, we had this wonderful plate of appetizers as well, which was incredible.
Yeah, I had some charcuterie items on there, like the venison jerky and some smoked trout that I got from Camp Lake. My own, fermented mustard was on there. Some garden radishes and peas, snap peas, and what else was on there? Oh yeah, sprouted lentil little cakes and
so good. Yeah, and you adapted everything to our dietary needs, which was amazing as well. And the really great thing too you said about community was we enjoyed all our meals together, which was so nice, sitting around the table and getting to know you guys and at dinner and breakfast.
being outside in the elements, right? Around the fire, right? Yeah.
So nice, yeah. So tell us about, do you want to talk about the individual meals that you made to us? Because it's really,
There's a lot going
there's
in
a
there.
lot, yeah, a lot going on.
Well, so the appetizer, we had a kind of West Coast seaweed salad. So it was my integration, but the perennial kelp, giant kelp, also known as. So that was just quickly blanched, and I did some soba noodles with that, like miso, sesame dressing, and spruce tip vinegar. So spruce tips from the springtime, I put them in vinegar, apple cider vinegar. So we had some spruce tips as well. Sea asparagus was
I think
with
the
that.
spruce tips was the most,
Yeah,
it was the most bright part of the dish,
that's
first of all,
right.
yeah. And I think it was something that neither Tim nor I had had before. But it was
Right.
really
It is
delightful.
like I haven't seen it done that way. It was just something that called to me to do this. Yeah, spruce. I'm like, we have spruce here on
Yeah,
the
it
land,
was
and
amazing.
Sitka spruce. So
Yeah.
it's a really mighty tree, and if we eating these foods, we become strong like trees.
Yeah,
Right?
that was the starter, and we were like, wow, we thought that was the main dish. Like
That
it
was the
was,
main.
it was like it just kept coming. So
Right.
it was really satisfying and yummy and delicious.
Nice
And
summer kind of vibe, right?
yeah,
And
I
fresh
love the
and light.
soba
And
noodles. They were light, and also you might have like one type of seaweed if you were going eating out, but to have all those together, they
right.
worked really well together. Of course.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
it
And
was
then I
delicious.
did the perennial kelp two different ways, where I did blanch it and I did toast some on the coals, just like crispy, crunchy. Give you that kind of yeah. And it's very like earthy too, grounding. Right, you get the miso as well, and then the ocean kind of yeah. And then the second course was the salmon berry salmon. Right?
It was such a good combination.
Yeah, it's something that called to me. It was like, well, salmon berries, salmon, why not? Because they're very sour, right? Like you need some
They
acidity to
contrasted
break down
well.
yeah. And I featured the sockeye salmon, and I provisioned that from Finest at Sea, and it's all
Yeah, we love Finest at
locally.
Sea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like to support them, and part of the Ocean Wines program. So I feel good about supporting them. And I did a lean-to, just put it in the grill and slow and steady, just by the fire. Yeah, just smoking. And I use some spruce powder, so spruce tips that I dry and powder. So that has a really nice sourness as well, like seasoning, right? So spruce it up. What I like to do. Some wild fennel as well is on the salmon. Salmon berries, I made sort of like salsa. So my own blackberry vinegar. So blackberries from the summer, I just make vinegar from that. And then, so that's the city with the salmon berries, and then some green onions from the garden. And so that was the salsa, all right? And then I did like a heritage rice cake, just crispy rice cake patty, and then seaside
Those
vegetables.
were so good.
Yeah,
The
nice
rice cake.
crunchy.
Yeah, the crunchy on the outside.
Yeah,
know.
salmon and rice are always like a winner. Like it's
Yeah, I think the thing that was so good about those rice cakes is they were so thick.
right.
Sometimes rice can be too light. There was a nice, and then the salmon is light, and the salmon
Right.
berries were light, but then
Right.
that had a meaty, heavy hardiness
Yeah,
to it.
hearty,
Yeah,
earthy. Yeah, right. Yeah. And it was
it
nice
balanced really
pairing
well.
with the. So I did
And the
the sea
crispiness.
plantain, which is a nice seaside vegetable, and the lamb's quarters, and I just saute that with some garlic and olive oil, right? And that was the dish. Yeah, wild fennel with
So
that, a
good.
little bit of licoricey
So good.
notes to it, and then a balsamic, my blackberry balsamic reduction, so blackberry vinegar, like reduce till it's like a glaze.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So that
I
was.
want it again today.
Yeah, I'll put that one in the book when it comes.
Are you gonna write a cookbook?
Eventually, it'll
Yeah,
come. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, but more of a cultural book of like how to harvest and right, and how to preserve and
That's a
telling
really
the
good
story of it. Right.
Yeah. That's what people are interested in.
Yeah,
cookbook.
connecting back to their,
Yeah.
being steward of the land, eating local, right?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, and
And
dessert. Dessert was like over the top.
Yeah, it was like quite the piece. So yeah, featuring the Nuka Rose, and roses and chocolate go really well together. So I did a chocolate brownie, and the brownie was with blackberries, so a blackberry brownie, and it's a gluten-free version of it. So with some roasted hazelnuts as well. So the brownie and Nuka Rose ice cream that we made fresh. Yeah.
That ice cream was
Yeah,
so good.
fresh milk and yeah, really good rose petals. And I use some of my own wild vanilla leaf extract. So vanilla leaf that grows in the rainforest here. It's a plant, and when you dry it, it has a very vanilla-like scent. So I extract that in some cognac, and then that's my vinegar
Vanilla
extract.
I didn't know
It's a
that was a thing.
no, it's a thing. Yeah, yeah. It's something. Yeah, to just craft and
Yeah. That's really good to know, because not only like vanilla is extraordinarily expensive to buy.
expensive, and it's becoming like because it's become so popular, and and it's kind of putting pressure on the farms and the plants, and so it's nice to eat local and
harvest your own.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
So yeah, that's rose and vanilla and honey. I use local honey as well. And then there's an oat and hazelnut lace cookie. Did that as well. A little garnish, and then salmon berries, more salmon berries that we flambéed on the fire. So yeah, some warm compote and ice cream, brownie, yum yum yum.
One of the things I really loved about staying here was the community feel and the shared work. Can you speak about that, please, Tom?
Yeah, I'd love to give a big gratitude for my crew here, Lance and Jupes, and they're staying with me through the Workaway program. So it's a 1-month stay with me, and get to learn all the amazing things that we forage and how we prepare it and preserve it, and also tending the earth, tending the gardens, and we're nourishing guests and our community. So it's a great exchange of energy, a different way of doing business, I find, and we're all sharing this experience together, and it's overall at the end of the day, we're feeling great.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. Okay, if people are coming to Vancouver Island, or they're on the island and they want to come here, how can they find out, and how can they book a night here or a meal or whatever?
Right. So I am Nature's Chef, so that's plural Nature's Chef, and naturechef.ca. That's my website, and you will see their services that I offer. And in that services, so for what you stayed in was the Airbnb account. So the TP is what I usually have on there. So that will link you to Airbnb, and then you could book, and the calendar is will be there, and you can see availability. But so besides the Airbnb, I'm doing private dinners, and also having events now that we're able to gather. So I'll be starting more putting it out there on my calendar of events that we have coming up. And then social media, you could get a taste as well. So Instagram and Facebook is Nature's Chef. So that's who I am and what I do. And the land that I steward that we're on we're calling Elemental Collective. So working with the elements and stewarding the land for the past, present, and future generations. So I've been here 7 years, and my mentor, Dante Chicano, he's been here longer than me. So over the years, we've been organically growing, right? And we need to take this to the next level. So we're looking into creating a co-op, non-for-profit community service co-op. And this is going to be a rewilding experience for people to come and stay, and they could stay overnight, and sort of glamping experiences and camping type of things. And we'll have daytime events and workshops and feature facilitators and healers and doing ceremonies and a lot of body work, and doing lots of work for us and for the earth, and programs for children. So it's all taking shape. So stay tuned and to Elemental Collective. And so we have elementalcollective.ca as our website. And then social media, we have Instagram and Facebook, Elemental Collective.
Yeah. And if people are just really inspired by this and they want to help out and they want to contribute, there are ways to do that as well, right?
Right. And we're more like we're forming ourselves more and more and getting into that and how they could help, but just sending us a message and just showing interest in how can I help or how can I take part, let me know.
Yeah.
That's a good start to
Fantastic.
do that.
Well, thank you for having us. We've really enjoyed our time here, and thanks so much for sharing so openly about what you do here. We really appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much for coming out. All right, thank yourself too for getting some nourishment and taking the step. And yeah, really just happy to be on this path and sharing it with lovely people.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.